Hello, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers. This is your tarot, rune, and oracle reading for the year of 2025. I am so excited to be doing these yearly readings for you guys already. Thank you to everybody who has subscribed or shared these videos with friends and family or left a donation, especially in 2024. You guys single-handedly kept this channel alive, so I really appreciate that. So Pisces, you have the rune Uruz coming out in reverse as the rune to represent 2025 for you. You need to do a lifestyle review because the things that you keep pushing off and saying, oh, it's not a big deal, there won't be an issue, that you know you shouldn't continue doing, is going to cause you a problem in 2025. I see it very clearly, okay? So for example, let's just say you haven't been to the dentist in many years and your breath is starting to get a little rank, okay, and you're like, no, it'll be fine. You know, if you keep pushing that off, this could lead to root canal. You know, that's just an example. Obviously that specific example isn't going to pertain to everyone watching, but it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, no, you really need to start getting this under control. So if you know, for example, that you've been eating awful foods with tons of additives that are just terrible for you, for example, it's like, no, we can't push this off any longer. You need to do a complete lifestyle review and make sure that your lifestyle is in alignment with health and wellness and well-being and your overall highest good and growth, because you're not going to be young forever, first off, and these lifestyle choices that you make every day add and can lead to a negative tower moment, meaning some sort of major health issue that comes up that requires you, that forces you to no longer ignore the problem. Now, this doesn't even just have to pertain to health. This could be in relationships as well. Like if you know that there are some underlying issues in your relationship that you keep ignoring and saying, no, it's fine, it's just the way they are. You know, this is going to reach a head. So Pisces, if you want to avoid a negative tower moment from happening that will be very agitating to deal with, 2025 is the year for you to really do that lifestyle review and cultivate the discipline to make the changes that you need to make in your everyday life and routine. You know, this isn't about going on a diet. This is like lifestyle change. You know, this isn't about putting a Band-Aid over the problem. Lifestyle change. Where motivation ends, discipline begins. Nobody is expecting you to remain motivated to eat healthy, to go to the gym, to work out, to, you know, choose positive choices in relationships, etc. You're not going to be motivated every day. That's where discipline begins, and you do the right thing anyways. Okay, that is what you're being asked to cultivate in 2025, so you don't have any sort of like negative outcomes that happen that you don't want, okay? So you have the card, the Andean cross, coming out for you, and you're being invited to go through this sort of portal, this eye of the needle here. The Andean cross features northeast, southwest. It represents the upper worlds, the lower world, and the middle world, the different layers that the shamans travel all throughout. And right in the center of all of that is the present moment. And that is where you can do the most transformative work on your life. And you're being asked, invited by your spirit guides, 2025, make this the year where you step through that eye of the needle. You step through that portal and you change your life right here in the present moment. This is a year, Pisces, where you are being asked to do a complete overhaul of the way that you run your life. And you know what? Not all of you are going to listen to the intuitive nudges that you've been receiving, to your spirit guides and ancestors that have been trying to guide you to make certain decisions. Some of you will not listen, and that is fine. But you will have a tower moment if you keep ignoring the callings from within your soul. Now, if you don't ignore this and you do dedicate 2025 to becoming your greatest version and doing the things that you know you need to do, this is going to be a fantastic year for you. But let's get some more information on that. You have simplicity. Exactly. This is the best way forward. Nothing complicated, nothing that you're overdoing. Just keeping it simple is the best path for you. So for example, let's just say you know that you need to exercise more. You don't have to wake up at 5 a.m. and go to the gym every single day, all or nothing. That will get you little results, because more times than not, you're not going to end up doing that. And it's like keeping it simple, going like twice or 3 times a week for like 30 minutes is the better path forward. And you can gain so much from keeping things simple. Like, you don't have to have this all or nothing mentality. The little changes that you implement and you keep in your life go the longest way. So the sacred landscape is the white feather. Imagine a single white feather illuminated against a blue sky, wafting on warm air currents as it floats to the earth with simplicity and grace. Both Native Americans and Egyptians thought feathers were messages from the sky gods. Chiefs would wear feathers to symbolize their communing with the Creator. It was believed that when one wore feathers on one's head, messages from a human could travel to spirit. Likewise, messages and energy from the spiritual realms could travel back down to the human through the hollow shaft of a feather. Feathers were also wafted through the air to cleanse and purify a space. So this is what the sacred landscape wants you to know with that message of simplicity in the feather. To find a sacred simplicity and to have clarity in your life, do only what matters. Release everything else. Simplify your life. Scan all areas and clear both internal and external clutter. It's very interesting that these same sort of messages are coming through in all of the cards in your rune. It's saying like a complete life overhaul is being brought to the table for you in 2025, Pisces. Rest, rejuvenate, and only participate in what is truly important to you. Relinquish everything else. Say no when you don't want to do something. No longer make life overcomplicated. Keep it simple. Do not delay. Do it now. When your life is cluttered with objects, relationships, time constraints, and emotions, there's no room for spirit. There is too much static and too much stuff to connect to your soul. The smallest amount of clutter clearing can make the biggest difference. I love that message. Pisces, it's time to clear house. It is time to get rid of stuff, the messy relationships. It's time to make things simple again. A big, big cleansing and clearing will do you wonders. And only focus on the things that really build you up instead of breaking you down. Your message from spirit is light. Wow. So much blue and white, these light images coming through. Imagine yourself as a being composed of energy and life, because that is precisely what you are. You are a powerful being, and people are attracted to your brilliance. This is a time to remember how vibrant you truly are. Absolutely. I feel that you're feeling lighter this year. Some of you guys, if you are looking to lose weight specifically, you may actually achieve a lot of that this year. Not saying that everybody needs to lose weight. Some people want to gain weight, but overall your energy feels lighter. You're letting go of a lot of burdens and baggage, constrictions, heavy energies, and you're making your life more simple, which leads to more peace. It just feels really nice. A lot of the heaviness is dissipating for you, Pisces, in 2025. So we're going to do 9 cards, 3 rows of 3. First card out is the Queen of Wands in reverse. There could be a feminine spirit in your life that is very, very bossy, to be honest with you. It's like my way or the highway, but they ironically don't do well under stress or pressure. So you may be dealing with someone like that and just wanting to free yourself from that sort of restriction, that sort of energy, and do your own thing, do things your way. And you may feel a little bit opposed to the bossiness or the complications that this person brings, because it's like having somebody come in and it's like, we're gonna do things my way, but their way is so much more complicated, and it's like, why not just keep things simple? Then we have the 6 of Coins upright, creating more balance and harmony in your life. it feels like you're at a place where you can start to be more generous. And some of you guys are starting to ask yourself, like, how can I give back to the community? Some of you may feel pulled to do community work, or within the work that you already do and get paid for, you may be finding a way to help more people, to reach out to a broader audience, a broader mass of people who you can help, and spreading the word of what you're doing more. Very interesting. I'm also seeing, just in general, like, if you're in a mindset, like, if I have the space, I want to use it. And that's it. That is one thing. People get these huge homes and they just fill it with clutter, and it just attracts so much negative energy. Space that is not being used for life and vitality is such a magnet for negative entities, to be honest with you. Like, places that are haunted, they don't have to be haunted permanently. It's like, when I feel like the spirit of homes has a lot of sort of more negative spirits in it, when it is going through periods where rooms are not being used or they're empty. It's like the place is just hollow, and the universe has a way of making use of like every single itty bitty space. So it's like, I don't know why I'm getting this vision of like, we have the extra space, so why not help this person? I do wonder if some of you watching are going to be letting someone live with you in 2025. This could be like an older generation family member, or even a younger generation family member who needs help and support, or something like that. Like, it's like, I have the space, like, let's take care of this. Or maybe even like fostering animals, fostering children. Like, let's take care of this soul. I want to give back in some way. And if you're not doing that, like, you're finding a reason to use all of the blessings and space in your life, which is being in the flow of abundance. Instead of focusing on what you don't have, when you really make use of what you do have, that is when your blessings tend to amplify and multiply. Some of you guys may be filling in like empty spaces in your living situation. Like, let's just say, for example, you don't really use your basement. You may be thinking to yourself, oh, let me make like a home gym down there, and you may be doing that this year. We have the Page of Wands coming out in reverse right next to that. So there could be a child, or this could even be an adult that perhaps is not totally mature for their age, and they could be going through like confidence issues. Okay, that can be very sort of frustrating to deal with. Maybe they have a lot of energy to expend. They're a fiery soul, but they don't have that many good outlets to really expend that energy, and so it turns into anxiety. So I would just try, if you're a role model in this person's life, like, or a parent or something, I would try to encourage this child or this person to find a constructive place to expend some of that fiery energy, and maybe get it out, like moving their body in some way. Like, for example, if this is a child who they're very, very hyper and energetic, well, first off, make sure that your home is simple and not overly stimulating, and the shows you're watching, the music, everything is very, like, not super duper stimulating. And then on top of that, having a nice outlet to expend a lot of that energy will go a long way, whether that's like a dance class or athletics or art, music, etc. And this is something that you can do with them, or you can go with them, or encourage it, whatever. I don't know, I'm just seeing that. Second row of cards out, we have the Seven of Swords upright. And that's underneath that Queen of Wands in reverse. I do wonder if there's somebody in your life who's kind of overbearing, and a little bit entitled, and this is a full-grown adult we're talking about now. And they actually could be older than you. This could be like an in-law or one of your own parents or something like that, or even an older sibling, a boss, older coworker. And it's like we said, they think that they're really, really right, and it's their way, their highway, very bossy, very opinionated and loud, but also kind of selfish. They don't really hear people out or listen to them when they speak their boundaries. So be very careful of that energy. Boundaries aren't necessarily for other people to follow. They are your set of guidelines on what to do when somebody oversteps your limitations, your walls. Okay, so when somebody crosses your boundary, the next thing isn't necessarily waiting or trying to force them to change. It is, okay, you cross this boundary, here's the consequence of that action. Here's what I'm going to do. So for example, this is an example I've been using a lot recently. I told you not to call me before 7 a.m. You keep calling me before 7 a.m. Your number's getting blocked. I don't care how close we are. You didn't follow my boundary. This is the consequence of your action. You don't have access to me anymore in that way. So some of you guys may be having to set some strong boundaries there. We have the Emperor coming out as the center of your spread. Very organized. Yes, you're entering into an era of your life where things are becoming more simple. I don't know why I'm seeing the home a lot in your reading. Simplifying your home, making it a place of calm, serenity, very light, letting a lot of light and air element in. And your schedule is organized. You're disciplined when it comes to your routine and what needs to get done. You're staying on top of things. You're a very good manager and leader. We have the Four of Swords, which shows rest and recovery. Yes, a lot of you guys, this is a year, the reason why you're being asked to keep it so simple is because you're transmuting a lot of either physical health issues or emotional things that need to be processed, and you're giving yourself the time to really work with that and overcome. This is a year of healing for you. This is a year to process all that you have gone through. And on the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, the Four of Swords shows a soldier who came home for battle. And what they used to do back in the day is they would pre-make their caskets before they would even go off to war. So what they used to do was if they succeeded and they came home alive, they would rest and meditate and contemplate laying on top of those caskets. So that's what the original Rider-Waite-Smith deck shows on the Four of Swords. And I'm picking up on that same sort of energy. This is a different deck that shows different fairy tales from various places. So this shows a wolf that is all tied up. Actually, I don't know why I'm even looking at this so in depth, because I never read the booklet for this deck. So let's actually see what this story is, because I'm just feeling so drawn into the imagery on this Four of Swords. Let's just see what it is. So this is from Norway. Hi to all the Norwegians watching. This is from Norse mythology. The Four of Swords signals a pause in battle. The Norse gods know that the wolf Fenrir, I don't know how to pronounce that, will bring about the end of the world. So they have him bound and chained. While he still represents a threat, for now there is respite. So upright, this represents sanctuary, recouping, meditation, passivity, and counseling. Exactly. It's like a period of time. It's a year where you are just resting, recovering, healing, and taking a break from the traumas and trials. What the heck? The traumas, trials, tribulations, challenges of life, and integrating all that you've learned. It's a year of reflection. We have the Nine of Wands coming out in reverse. Yeah, there may be a resistance to putting yourself in a new situation out of your comfort zone because you just feel so strongly tempted this year to just go within yourself and focus on you. You know, it's like, I don't want to take on new challenges that I have to process and overcome, because I already have all this like sort of spiritual, emotional clutter that I already need to process and go through. So it's like, I don't want to add to it. So some of you guys, I feel like a lot of Pisces are really drawn to staying in their comfort zone this year. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because you already have so much emotional weight that has built up that you need to go through one by one and feel and process and cleanse from your soul. And this may manifest itself externally, like in your home. If there's a lot of clutter and stuff all around, that's a good sign that, you know, you need to go through this process. We have the Knight of Cups coming out in reverse. Very fascinating. So it definitely, yeah, I don't know. And I feel like this is you not wanting to commit to taking on a new thing. Some of you guys, like for example, if you're single, you're like, I'm going to stay single for a while. On purpose, just to like focus on me for a bit. Or for example, like if you have a friend who's wanting to take on like an entrepreneurial project with you, like a new business, you may be interested in that, but you're like, I can't commit to this right now, you know? So I am seeing that sort of non-committal energy, not non-committal in a bad way, but like you are not really wanting to take on more not wanting to bite off more than you can chew, essentially, but putting certain ideas in your back pocket for later. And then we have the Two of Coins. Yes, survival, and catching up with life. Some of you guys may have a focus on paying off debts and also just trying to, I don't know, improve the flow of energies in your life in general. So beautiful year ahead. This is a year of focusing on you and decluttering your life spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally. So thank you so much for joining me. Pisces, definitely watch for your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs to get the fullest overview of this year ahead. Like this video, comment how it resonated down below, and subscribe to the channel if you've not already. If you want a personal reading with me one-on-one, the link to that is always in the description box, spiritpsychic.org. I am offering my 2025 tarot and mediumship reading there, and it's a beautiful hour-long reading where you essentially have the opportunity to ask whatever questions or like burning thoughts that you have for the year ahead to me. You'll email me those. I will send your reading back to you in 7 days. No need to make an appointment, and you'll get the reading in the form of YouTube video. It's unlisted, meaning that only me, you, and whoever you shared the video with can see it. So I think it's a pretty cool offering, and all of my readings are structured in that way. In the 2025 reading, we also do mediumship, though. We open the floor up to your spirit guides, ancestors, past loved ones, so that's cool. Go ahead and get that. It's only going to be up for a limited time, December and January, so... I do offer other readings there, though. The other readings are 30 minutes long, and again, structured similarly. You ask your questions or talk about what you want to talk about, and then I do a reading for you. And my spiritual life coaching is structured similarly, but you get an hour-long reading, and you get daily email correspondence in between where we can talk about whatever you want and whatever wants to flow through. It's just like really great sessions. So go ahead and check those things out. I also offer my intention oils there, my shamanic life coaching, I just mentioned that, and my online tarot reading course. So if you want to become a very confident tarot reader, for yourself, for your friends, your family, or even professionally, I highly recommend you get that course. And I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.